The Cavaliers have a big decision to make about their lineups. What players will they use when they get to the NBA playoffs? Who's on the bench and who will no longer be used that was used during the regular season? More in a second. We are kicking off a March Madness bracket for the channel. We've partnered with the Hot Takes app and other digest channels for this event. It's completely free to sign up. Just download the Hot Takes app, click the March Madness banner at the top, and under Groups, select the Digest Media Pool. This is really exciting, as there are over $25,000 in prizes to be won. And since there's a much smaller pool of people participating, there's a real chance in winning big compared to other bracket challenges. Check out the link below or scan the QR code to download the app. And make sure to use the promo code DIGEST in all caps to get exclusive perks when signing in. Again, completely free to sign up and a serious chance to win big. If you have any trouble, reach out to us in the email down below, and we're excited to see you in the March Madness pool. Welcome back to Cavs Digest, everybody. Billy BB with you as the Cavaliers get closer and closer to the NBA playoffs. And if you followed us on this channel, you're like me. You're waiting. All you want to do is see Cavs Celtics, Cavs Celtics, Cavs Celtics. We got a little bit to go here. First off, Cavaliers lock up their playoff spot. They win the division. Both of those are big accomplishments. They got some competition in the division, talent in the division, some streaking besides themselves. To hang on and get that done is great. Proves another thing. Cavs now looking at the 1 seed. That's what they'll look for next. We won't see lineup changes, guys resting as much until that happens. So we'll keep an eye on that. But with Cavs Digest, if you just got here, if you've been watching one video, 100 videos, subscribe. Had my birthday this week. You want to give me a gift, subscribe. If you don't care but you want to keep up to date with the Cavaliers, subscribe. If you want to argue with me or other people in the comments, subscribe. Leave a comment. That's what you want to do with all our videos, especially today. We're going to talk about lineups. We're going to talk about how we feel about different guys on the team, what we've seen in the past, so on and so forth. So great time for you to subscribe to Cavs Digest to get ready for the upcoming run into the NBA playoffs. So let's get into it here as we take a look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, a great record. And again, the other night they take down the Brooklyn Nets. Some trouble at home, down 18 at one point with Mitchell, Hunter, and Jerome sitting. But again, it's their year. They're just finding ways to make it happen. 30 points from Darius Garland. They get the win. As I've noted time and time again, they're embarrassing other teams. They're making other teams look bad. They're proving themselves at the same time. I mean, it's just a really, really good mix for the Cavaliers as they kind of start eyeing the playoffs. However, our topic today, we want to talk about what guys are going to be in the mix for the Cavaliers. It's important to know. It's important to talk about because of who is kind of in this mix for the Cavs when they hit the playoffs. Now, I've talked with Tim Alcorn, the play-by-play broadcaster for the Cavaliers a while back, that first matchup with the OKC Thunder, and I said, what guys need to prove themselves? Who's going to play here? Who can play when? I think I was actually asking about George Niang, and he said, we won't know until playoff time who's cut out, who's all of a sudden got no minutes, who plays themselves out of minutes, because we've seen that before with the Cavaliers, and it's just very interesting to me at this point especially, who's playing now that in a month and a half is not playing anymore. And if you think I'm crazy, if you think I'm wrong, you need to understand the NBA, not only theory, but fact, that when you hit the playoffs, it slims down to a 7-8 man set. It's just true of every team. Doesn't mean only 7 or 8 guys will play. You'll see a mix of a couple guys here or there, which again, we'll talk about when we jump into the set for the Cavaliers. But if you know ball, if you know playoff basketball, which Cavs fans do, they've watched plenty of it, that lineup shrinks. And I would say in the finals, it shrinks even more. You go from a regular season 10 or 11 to a postseason 7 or 8, and maybe the finals you're stuck right at 7. You play your starters as many minutes as you can, and guys who have come through for you after that, right? I mean, that's just how it is for teams. So, lucky for you, if you're kind of, things are floating around and you don't really know what I'm saying, I have created a chart. This is another reason you can subscribe. I'm the one putting in the work on these sort of things. So, again, you take a look. Cavaliers, I believe, have 8. I believe they have 8 guys that'll give them minutes in the playoffs and or finals. For the starters, obviously, Mitchell, Garland, Mobley. We've done videos. You can go back and watch. Should it be Strus? Should it be Hunter? Not getting into that right now. Strus has been the starter. Hasn't mattered, so we'll say Strus. Then you've got Jarrett Allen. Straight off the bench, guys that have played, guys that have succeeded both in the regular season and or in the playoffs, or guys we want to see in the playoffs, we figure to get minutes in the playoffs, are Dean Wade, DeAndre Hunter, who could even start, or Ty Jerome. Guys we don't know yet. Okay, and we'll get deeper into that. Isaac Okoro, Sam Merrill, and their new acquisition, Green. Other than that, Jalen Tyson and Tristan Thompson, that's if you're desperate. That's if you got guys hurt, you need help, so on and so forth. So again, the Cavs never acquired another big, so they're going to go Mobley, Allen together, Mobley, Allen apart, Wade as a big, or even Hunter as a big at 6'8.5", 6'9". They can spare it. We know these guys are going to play, right? Ty Jerome is that shock factor. He's that electricity, that energy off the bench. Dean Wade's a great defender and can hit some threes. DeAndre Hunter's been terrific, everything you've wanted since you got him. I will note, I think Max Strus is a guy at this point in time that could play himself out of a playoff spot. Okay, I know the other players like him. I know he's been a starter for Atkinson and Bickerstaff. Once you get down to the nitty-gritty, the pressure of beating Boston, if he's not performing like he has not against the Boston Celtics, I could see Max Strus not completely out of the lineup, but definitely losing some minutes or being out of it. Getting to the question mark section, I have seen 2 years of Isaac Okoro in the playoffs. I have seen him play himself out completely out of the lineup. He was one of those guys that Bickerstaff against the Knicks had no choice but to go to Danny Green. I saw him last year completely shoot himself out of playing time. Sam Merrill, same thing. Stopped hitting his shots, never had defense to go with. And then your third option there in Green, really just not known, right? Not a guy that you know enough from. Hasn't played much, but I've actually debated if maybe he should get Okoro's minutes to try and prove himself a little bit. And again, that final territory, those last two guys, Jalen Tyson and Tristan Thompson, this is things aren't working. This guy and this guy are very disappointing right now. We have to try something different. We have to try and mix it up. We're out of options. This guy got hurt. That guy got hurt. And if you're still thinking, why would they ever do that? Just think about last year. All of a sudden, Marcus Morris goes from 0 minutes to playing a good chunk of the game. They had to go to him. Danny Green the year before that. Like I said, Isaac Okoro and Karis LeVert can't hit a shot. You have to go to Danny Green. I think if they get burned on defense or they're not getting enough hustle down low, you have to go to Jalen Tyson. I could definitely see the Cavaliers doing that. So, this is a big part of where I need your opinion. Drop down in the comments. Does Isaac Okoro, this is a big name for me, does he deserve any playoff minutes? I feel like he hasn't had a great year despite getting paid. He's been hurt. He's been streaky. His shot seems way, way off. He is the one guy I've highlighted that may not get playoff minutes, and if he does, I think will play himself out of it. Drop a comment below. Should Isaac Okoro be playing at all when the Cavaliers hit the playoffs? The first 2 rounds, Eastern Conference Finals. If they get to the finals, can we assess what he's done and let him get minutes there? Same with Sam Merrill. I don't think Sam Merrill can play in the playoffs. That's where I'm at with him. Javonte Green, haven't seen much of him at all, let alone in a playoff setting in the NBA. He's made NBA teams but not played in the playoffs. Do you like the spark Tristan Thompson gives? Are you a Jalen Tyson believer that he can jump in and make a difference? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you think of my chart, my 7-8 man. I'll call it a theory, but it's really a fact in the NBA. And let me know about anything else you think here on Cavs Digest.